I'm just going to have to mess this up because I'm just going to pick it up where I left off. It clicked off. Don't know how to turn off ringtones. I'm not a computer person. I'm on my phone. I might get better. I may get better at this. Who knows? This is my first time. So, all right. Okay. Matthew 16:24. Then Jesus said to his disciples, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up the cross and follow me. Luke 22:42. Saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. Okay. When Jesus went to the cross to die for us, he was carrying that cross for a long ways. He had prayed, I don't want this. I don't want to do this. There has to be another way. I don't want it like this. Jesus was here to live by example to us. He was God's son. He was sent here to be an example to us. Whenever it says deny yourself, okay, you've got to give up everything. Deny yourself, right? The things that you want that might not be what he wants. And take up the cross. To me, taking up the cross, I thought that I took up the cross. I thought that I had done all that. No, taking up the cross means you are carrying a lot. Think about all of that he felt carrying that cross to where he was ultimately going to die. And everybody had turned against him. Everybody. Whenever we take up a cross and we follow him, we're taking up, you know what? I've got this. I've got this. And we are covered. We are so covered by just love and grace and peace. And if I can help anybody get to that peaceful spot, I am going to do it. I am going to help anybody I can receive what I have. And I want to help anybody I can that's going through any situation similar to what I've been through. I'm fixing to tell you some things I've been through. I've been really nervous about doing that part. But, okay. To bear good fruit, I had to work on myself. I had to work on myself a lot. I will a lot. Because some of the things were inside of me from my past. It was in there, inside, that I had to work out. And I've been through things that some people might not know about, and some people do know about. You know, I've been through this car accident that I had whenever I was involved in it whenever I was younger. Whenever I was told that I would not live, and you can tell one of my eyes goes a little bit different. Like if I lean back, you know, I've got scars, my imperfections right there. I went through a lot right then. I was a cheerleader. I loved cheering. I loved doing backflips so much. And I was not good at them. I wanted to cheer. And we did good. I think we won second or third in the nation one year. So, I mean, you know, put a lot of practice in. I was not what I wanted to be. Kind of like with my singing. You know, I'm not perfect at anything, really. But I'm just me. But, man, I loved it. And I was 16 whenever I had that car accident. And first time God took me to my knees was then. Because I felt him. I felt him. And that's hard to say. I had a scalping abrasion, if you're wondering about my scars. I've been through like 5 surgeries to fix that. But I have a lot of other injuries. But whenever I was laying there, I felt this peace, this big peace come over me. That nothing else mattered. Nothing else mattered. I've always thought if I died, I would think about my mom, my dad, you know, at that time it was my boyfriend, or, you know, your husband or your kids or all this stuff. I had a peace. I didn't see a light or anything, but I had a peace. I had a peace. There was a guy that was behind us, and he happened to be a registered nurse, and we live in a royal place, so, you know, that was a miracle in itself. But I remember I asked him, pray for me, just pray for me. Nothing else mattered at that moment, because I knew this life is not my own. Did I learn from that? No. Because whenever I got out of the hospital and I was laying in bed in a neck thing and, you know, whatever, on a walker, all of the things that I love to do, cheering, just running, doing things, seeing everybody else, I got all up inside of myself, you know. Yeah, took my half of my face, you know, like, really? How? I mean, I was upset. And so I ran from God right then. Instead of running to that peace, I was just crying like a baby. Like, I don't, you know, boo-hoo, you know, this is terrible. Look what's happened to me. You know, I can't even do anything about it.
Raise up warriors, Lord, who will...
Instead of like, instead of running to him, I ran from him. And, but there was purpose in it. There was purpose in that. Because my family was moving back to West Memphis, and my dad was he's still a minister, said, you know, you can't live with somebody that's a sin. You know, live like that. But they were coming like 30 miles back to where we were from. And they were going to put me back in West Memphis Christian. Going through my face things and all this things. And I had a boyfriend then. And we were going through things. I decided to get married. I wanted to stay there, you know. I have a beautiful son. And a testimony from that. I will share later. I have another son. I moved back to West Memphis and I got married again at 19. Yeah. So, that's something, you know, that had purpose. I have a beautiful son from that. But while I was pregnant, I felt very abandoned, very abandoned. I got alone with God then. I got alone with God with my first son, too. That was a little bit a different situation, and it's hard for me to open up. It really is. It's harder than try it. It's not easy. And I know the abandoned feeling that I was feeling. I know the prayers I was praying before, though. And just sometimes God can lift veils. Let's lift the veil. Just, hey, there it is. You asked for it, you know. But at the same time, he's trying to help. And he's trying to walk with you so that you can fulfill his purpose one day. And I'm trying to live in my purpose. I have a beautiful son from that relationship. Tell me God's not good.
Raise up warriors, Lord.
That just, I don't know how to unscroll that. My two boys that come from them, two relationships. Gifts from God. I'm telling you, my angels. Gifts from God. I kept my eyes focused on them. But I should have been focused more on me and my spiritual walk with God. I know that. I got married again. It's a pattern, right? He passed away. He committed suicide. It was very, very hard. Very hard. And I was 27 with 2 little babies. And I worked 2 jobs trying to pay for the funeral. And
Raise up warriors, Lord.
it was hard. It was a hard thing to have to go through. I found him, like, it was devastating. Anybody that would go through that would be. Later, something else happened to me after he passed away. And then a lot of people hated me, blamed me, whatever it happens with suicide. I knew that I was okay. You know, I knew I was okay. But it was a hard feeling to have to carry. Why would people look at me different? Why do people look at... Why would they? Why do they still? Because I've been through things, you know? I'm just human. After he passed away, I ended up getting married again. I married his brother-in-law. But I didn't know him real good. We were not married very long. And we're still married, but it's been turbulent. And I've had to ask God a lot in my life, you know, for me to be more like him. Be more like him. Because my husband has left before. He'll tell you, he did not treat me the way that he should have treated me. But I stayed in everything because read about Leah. Read about Leah. I wanted change. I wanted change. I just, inside of myself, I'm accountable for my soul. I'm accountable for who I am here on earth. And I'm accountable for where I'm going. And I have not went through so many different fires. And that's not all of them. There's some I am nervous about talking about, you know. That's just like a little surface area. People look at me different. They think, well, she's got, you know, problems. Why would, you know, I got problems. We all got problems, but it's just, I am different. I like being different. I love being different, actually. Because I'm not walking for other people. And I never really have been. Even whenever I've lived in sin, I have been desiring a relationship with Christ so that through each thing, maybe one day he could use me. I've had people tell me, you should write a book. I have a terrible speller. Terrible. Like, I can't write a book. I can do this, though. I can do this, though. And I need y'all pray for me. Pray for me to be able to do this better. Because I do not believe God did not give me the knowledge and the wisdom that he does just give me daily. With the things that I've been through. Without a purpose. To try to help somebody else out there. It says in the Bible that we all are struggling. We all are. We all are human. We all are going to fail. But sometimes whenever we get in a spot in our lives, we kind of get stuck from that one pain. The one pain just gets us and we don't move from it. Whether it be, which I've been through abuse, I've been through a lot of things. At any time I could have given up and I could have just stopped. And a lot of people do, but it was my hope, my faith, and it was Jesus. It was God just never letting me go. And that is, I can't explain it in one video. But I had to upload one to let people know that I wanted to do this. for the glory of God only. And in these videos, in the process, I am just me, and I'm just me. I'm just going to deal with my difference. See, they all won't be long. They all won't be like this at all. This is my nervous one. This is my first one that later we can look back on and go, yeah, I like them songs, right? Some of them. So, I'm walking with you. I'm walking with each one of you that listens to this. I'm in spiritual warfare too. The only difference is I have peace. I have a lot of peace now to do what I feel like my purpose is. And the things that I've went through, there's nothing wrong with the other people that sometimes may have done wrong. That is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing that they've got to deal with. It was a spiritual thing I had to deal with. I still deal with spiritual things. We all do. It's not why I want to talk about it. That's not why. I just want to be in fellowship, and I want to give him some honor, and I want to help along the way. So just wait for my videos, because I'll make them short and I'll make them pretty to the point. But to get a foundation of who I am, I had to go ahead and share this one. I'll get a little more exposed with some very deep pains that I've had to go through that I haven't mentioned here. Man, I was hard to love, because I didn't love myself. And I was out trying to save everybody else whenever I was needing saving. I don't know who can relate to that. But, because everybody was like, well, how did you do that? Or what? Curious. People's curious. People's curious by nature. So, the curiosity of other people, pretty much, some of it's love, some of it's more curiosity, some of it's more hate, whatever. Of how or why did you go through this? Was God doing that to you because you're a bad person? No, that ain't why. Was God putting you through all that because, you did something? Nah. Let me change that. I was doing stuff. But my heart was always in the right spot. My dad used to sing with me whenever we were, years ago, hunting, I'd go hunting with him. And I'd ride home from work with him. And we would sing and sing. The first song that we sang, he taught me how to sing. I was little. Don't get on him because I can't sing. But it was a beautiful song, and it's something that I treasure. And I'm blessed, and I thank God that I have a foundation of having good Christian people in my life. If it was not for their prayers, if it was not for being brought up how I was, I don't know if I could have made it through times. I want to give other people the hope of Christ. I've been a mom to 2 boys, and I've been a hot mess sometimes while I was raising them. Even though they were my main focus, I was a hot mess. I was dealing with my own inner turmoils. My inner turmoils from all of the things that I'd been through in life. All of the things that I'd been through. I smiled on the outside and hurt on the inside. I was wrestling them. I'm not anymore. I'm way past that. But it took God getting me there. I had regrets as a mom, if I could go back. Well, I can't. I can't go back. All of that was for a reason. I've been in my season, and now I want to help. And even if it's just my child, even if they see me now, which they do, my son's in there in his bedroom, and he was like, "Oh, Mom, oh, you're going on YouTube." You know, I don't know anything about this stuff, and he's probably like, whatever. But I love him. I love both my boys. So join me along this way of exposing myself, and really get in your word, get in your Bible. I want to leave you with scriptures as much as I can, because each step along the way, that's what got me there. And I have been having to get there a lot. Even I've been, I want to help. And I hope that I can. So, just God bless you. Pray for me. And I'll upload a video again. But it'll be different. Thanks.